Hello and welcome to another update on the McMinnville real estate market. My name is Steve Thoele, principal broker with Premier Property Group, and this update is going to cover the last 8 weeks of market activity ending this past Sunday, April 23rd. So I'm going to share my screen with you now and go through the info with you. First off, we'll look at active listing activity. So last week in McMinnville, I showed we had 10 new properties come on the market, and you can kind of see that that's been kind of right within the range of where it's been on a weekly basis. We had a low of 5 and a high of 13 over this past 8 weeks, and we ended the week with 42 homes on the market, which is kind of ties a low for the over the last 8 weeks, but it's been between 42 and 50 listings over this past 8 weeks, as you can see here. The median price and days on market for the active listings, you can kind of see the price has been coming down a little bit in general. We had a high of 565 here about 7 weeks back, a low of 543 2 weeks ago. This last week popped up a little bit, ended at just under 550 at 548. And then days on the market, you can see we had a low of 17 days here about 6 weeks back. It has been climbing a bit since then, kind of peaked out here over that past 8 weeks at 33 days of market time. This last week came down just a couple days to 31. So right now we've got a little about a month of market time for these 42 active listings right now in McMinnville. Okay, moving along to pending sales. So this last week I showed, showed we had 12 homes go pending, which you can kind of see matches a high for the past 8 weeks here. End of the week with 56 homes in pending status, which makes a new high for the past 8 weeks. So it's been between 45 and 56. So we've got, building pending inventory, which is shows continued strong demand. The median price and days on market for the pendings, that has been coming down. We maxed, kind of peaked out here at 487,000 a little over a month ago, and the last couple of weeks has been closer to around 450,000 for the median price of the homes that are pending. And then days on market's been drifting a little lower for a high of 17 days to begin with. Got down to 10 3 weeks back. This last week came in at 13 days. So just about 2 weeks of average market time for the homes that have gone pending here as of late. And then lastly, we'll look at sold listing activity. So as of the time I put this together, I showed we only had 3 homes last week go from pending to sold. And when I look back over the prior 4 weeks of activity, on a week-by-week basis, the number dropped to 21. So we've only had 21 closings over the prior 4 weeks, which is down quite a bit from the prior weeks you can see here, and gets close to about a low of where it was to begin with at 20. And then the median price and days on market for the solds, price has been on the rise, had a low of 445 8 weeks back, and you kind of see that's been steadily rising. This last week came right in at 500,000 was the median sold price for these 21 homes that have sold over the past 4 weeks. And then the days on market, after had a really low of coming in low at 9 days here earlier in the period, it got up to about 21 days for a couple weeks. This last week came in at 17 days of average market time, again for these 21 most recent sales in McMinnville. And then lastly, we'll look at the weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the original list price. So weeks of inventory kind of shows the balance between supply and demand. And we had a high of a little over 8 weeks of inventory to begin with. It dropped down to closer to 5 weeks of inventory, you can kind of see here for a while. And then this last week popped back up to 8. But again, that's because of that drop off in the number of closings this last week down to 21. So that kind of popped this back up. So right now, based on the most recent sales and the amount of supply out there in the market, we've got about 8 weeks of inventory. But with that buildup of pendings that we looked at earlier, I would expect to see this to again come back down, certainly lower than that. And then the sale price as a percent of the original list price, you can kind of see that that's drifted a little bit lower here, but it's been pretty strong. Had reached a high of 99% of original list price here about 5 weeks back. And this past week dropped down to a little under 97% of list price. So, all in all, market continues to be very strong in McMinnville, kind of marked by just, limited amount of inventory, and certainly, demand is still out there, even though interest rates kind of remain elevated in the mid 6.5 range right now for a 30-year fixed. So So I hope that was helpful. If I can answer any questions or be of any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. My phone and email is down below the video in the description. So be sure to reach out if I can be of any help. As always, I really appreciate any likes of the video. If the video was helpful, likes, comments, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, always encourage you to do that. It's a great way for you to stay up to date on what's happening in your local market. So as always, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day and week ahead, and we'll see you on the next update.